Hey guys, and welcome back to another Chickcast. So, as you've read in the title already, this is going to be the start of my painting tutorials. You guys have asked for it, so I'm going to do it. So obviously my setup here is vastly different. So I'm using this cam here for my face. It's not a very good camera, but it works because the magic is going to happen right here when my hand is okay. So hopefully I've got things set up. Should work. I've got lots of lights. I've got my microphone down here. You can see my lovely kitchen behind me. I need to get a screen in and some other things just to make it look a bit more professional, and upgrade this camera here because it's not very good. It says 720p, but that isn't 720p. Anyway, so today I'm going to talk about and show a little bit of edge highlighting. Now, it is, I think it is quite an easy and simple way to make your models stand out a little bit, but it does take a lot of practice. I've been doing it for about 3 years, and my first models were horrendous. When I look at them now, I just think, oh wow, that is just real crap. But it just takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, but you can do it, and it's all about, you know, obviously the brush. You need quite a small brush, and then there's also the paints. So what I'm going to show you is just, here's one I made earlier. I'm trying to get it in the shot. So I have just base coated that with Macragge blue. That's not what I normally do with my normal models. I do that, Macragge blue is a base, and then I use another blue. But I think this is a good opportunity to show you, because edge highlighting, if you don't know what it is, if you can see all of the lines where the armor is segmented, you would do a line across here in a paint, a lighter paint than the actual base paint of the model is. That's it. It highlights areas, and it's a really cliche word and a lot of people use it, but it does make your model pop. I'm just going to grab one of my examples. So this is a model I completed quite recently, and as you can see there's a lot of edge highlights on this model. You can catch pictures of that and also other things on my Instagram, and I will put links in. But I took quite a long time to decide what was the good colours to use. So I originally started with Chickpaints blue. This was kind of like my all over edge highlight colour, and I've done that for a long time. And then on very extreme edges, so I'll show you like on the knee pad, that very extreme edge here, that is where I would want to do a sort of another highlight on top of the highlight, which would be an even lighter colour, just to really show off the more extreme edges. So I was using rust grey, so obviously Citadel paints, but maybe a few months ago I thought the Chickpaints blue didn't really show up that well on my ultramarines. I do a slightly darker scheme, so it wasn't showing up, so I actually changed. So I actually went to use rust grey was my sort of all over edge highlight, and then my extreme edge highlight I went to Fenrisian grey, and that works for me. But obviously other colours, other armies, it works differently. I have some reds, so if I was to base coat a model, well, not base coat, but the layer was, say, Evil Sun Scarlet on a model, like a Blood Angel, that's a good example. My initial highlight, I would use Wild Rider red, and then this one's a bit more work focused, because I would then use Troll Slayer orange as a sort of an upscale highlight, and then Fire Dragon Bright as like the real extreme highlight. I'm using highlight a lot, but if you stick with me you will kind of get the general idea. So what I'm going to do is put some highlights on this model and just show you, and I really regret not having my glasses with me. I should be back 1 second, because I am so professional. I realised I can't see. Usually when I do highlights, I'm just super close to my model, but obviously I can't do it here, so I'm going to have to pop on my glasses so I can see. So I've got my rust grey. I'll give it a good shake. My brushes, they are filthy, as is my desk with paint, but it's Series 7. I always use the miniature, so these are very fine bristles, and this has been used quite a lot. I think this is my current, like before. When I get new ones, they get the job of doing a lot of work, and then once they lose bristles, and it's perfect because once they lose bristles and get thinner, they then become really good for highlights. So that's what I would use those for. You don't have to use those, you can use cheap brushes, it's up to you. That's just my preference. So I've got my rust grey. I'm going to just open it up. It does involve, I have a rag somewhere. I often use just like a little rag just to wipe off any, so have a rag, wipe off any excess. You can use your fingers. It's just, you have to put the tiniest of tiny on your brush, not much. And I'm afraid with my current setup you might see the top of my head quite a bit, but I will try not to do it too much to make sure I'm in camera. So edge highlight, so you want to put hardly no paint on the brush and then just very gently go along the line like that. And I've gone over a little bit. That's perfect because quite often I'll do some edge highlights and then I'll go over with the base colour, and then I can tidy up the lines after I've done them. So, and then, you know, I would quite typically go around this part here. Yes, I am a brush licker. I tend to do that quite a lot. I'm glad these are non-toxic paints. So there, that's like a very simple edge highlight. So then I could just carry on to the top of the armour there, and then I like to go from the feet up. So typically with the boots you can kind of see naturally where the light is shining off them, so you can, I'm going to try and do this without moving out of the camera, you can kind of artificially do it as well, like that, if you can see it. Sometimes I do, you know, I will edge highlight, tidy up, and then just go over them one more time, just to make sure that they are, you know, that I'm happy with what I've done. And then I'll show. So yeah, and obviously I would edge highlight pretty much as I can. Like if you think of the shoulder pad, it's got straight edges on the sides, but not on the actual pad itself. But you can, and I do. You'll see this on a lot of my models, that I go across as close to the edge as I can. So I go down. This is very hard to do when I'm doing it from afar, but hopefully it does give an idea of what I'm doing. So I would go across here. I know this is awful edge highlighting, but I'm doing it from a distance, and then in the gap. So here, this part here would be, say, here's an example again. It would be red for my company colour, and then I'd leave a gap to put some wash in, and then I have the line for the edge highlight. As you can see, even I've been edge highlighting for years and I can mess it up, but it, like I say, it's just learning to do it whilst doing it on a camera, and it does take practice, lots and lots and lots of practice. It is a skill. Some people are more naturally talented than other people, but I actually think anybody can do this if you practice enough. Like I say, I've been doing edge highlighting for 3 years. I used to hate edge highlighting, but I used to do it because I knew that it would make my models stand out a little bit, and I just stuck to it. And then you can see with the models I've done in my last video, my showcase, that's a good example of some of my artwork with edge highlights. So I've done the very top of the knee pad, and then I will also go around the knee section itself like that, and then I would do underneath as well. The reason I've done that is so I can show you the more extreme edge highlight. So you can go higher in colour. There's no set rule, so you can go up. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't go darker, and it works for any colour. You can paint a black model. Quite often my weapons like bolters will be black, and then I can edge highlight the black with a grey colour, which looks it kind of looks okay, but I don't like highlighting black, so I might start switching my colour to red, like my Captain's plasma pistol. If you can see, I have painted a red, and it's a lot more easy to edge highlight because then you can pick oranges. Okay, so I've got my Fenrisian grey, which is a much lighter greyish blue, and then make sure I am, you can see it, I will just go over what I've already done. And the good thing is, because you've already done it, it's kind of like you know now where to put the paint. So I go over, and I don't know if it's showing up on camera too well, but it's it's an extreme edge highlight, and then you just kind of think, where would light hit a model? So I would do what I've done here. I would do it on probably underneath, just above the foot, the tip of the boot. I would do that, like extreme edge highlighting on the hand, so like that, so across and down, and then maybe along here, and then I would do it on the fingers. And then when it comes to the helmet, when I do the helmets on most of my models, I usually do them all in the extreme highlight colour that I choose. In this case, obviously Fenrisian grey. That's what I would do for the helmet. This, like I say, this works for everything. There's no wrong way of doing this. Let me just show you another good example. So that's the edge highlighting on this lieutenant. So yes, so I done the extreme edge highlighting on the top here, and then just sort of normal edge highlighting with rust grey, and then Fenrisian grey was there, and then on the helmet, as you can see, it's quite bright. That was all Fenrisian grey. You will find out what works for you. It's trial and error, and also just, I have to keep saying it, but it's so much practice. And you can go even higher and say on each corner of this knee pad, on this corner here where I'm pointing my paintbrush, and there you can put a tiny dot of white paint to really kind of accentuate the highlights. Yes, that's my simple and basic guide to edge highlighting. I can't say it enough, but it's just a lot of practice. People do ask me, how do I get my edge highlighting so fine? It's because I've just really put a lot of hours into learning how to do that. So that was that. So this is the beginning of my very first painting tutorial. So that was more of a guide or a help, but I will do more as my channel grows. My channel has grown a lot recently, and I thank every single one of you guys who subscribe to my videos and leave comments. It really helps. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share, and please subscribe. It helps me to help the channel grow. I have in the links in the description, there's links to my Instagram, to Twitter. I have a Discord. You're welcome to join that, and you can talk to me personally. If you do fancy actually helping my channel, I have a link for my Patreon. There's a few things I really want to do. First of all is obviously I want a backdrop so you don't see my kitchen, and then this face cam, I would like to actually have it as one of these. This is a very good camera I have here. That's not. So if you want to support me, that'd be fantastic. I think you can start from like $5 or something. So any help is so appreciated. And before I sign off, just a quick big shout out to my two current Patreons. I have Plutonium OD and Tim's Hobby Corner. You guys really help this channel grow, and like I've already said, thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Feedback is always welcome. I will revisit edge highlighting again at some point when I've got maybe a better setup and more light and stuff, but I just wanted to sort of get one on the board. So that's me. I'm starting to ramble, so I will catch you guys in the next video, and happy hobbying.